Yeah, so yesterday we were learning about strings. Yeah, so let me just recap about strings. So strings can be encoded within single quotes or double quotes. Okay. You can even use backticks, but it's not supported in service now. Okay, and if you want to write in multiple lines like this, it will be error if you use double quotes or single quotes. And if you try to write like this, then it will be error. Okay. So for example, where str equals to, for example, hi, want in one line and I want to add something in another line. For example, hi is there. So if you want like if there are multiple lines, if you want to write some string in multiple lines, how you can write is you can give this slash and then you can continue writing. Okay, if you this is the escape character, so whatever after it is will escape. Okay, so you can give the slash and then what you can write, you can write how are you. Okay, so now if you print this like if you console dot log this str, then we got hi, how are you, even though we wrote in different lines. Why? Because this is the escape character which we are using, so that whatever after it is, it will escape. Okay, and for example, if you want after hi, if you want in how are you in new line, how we will do that? We will use slash n. Okay, we can use slash n so that we will be getting this like after hi we will be getting a new line. Okay, let's check how it will be working. Yeah, we got hi here and how are you here. Why? Because we are adding slash n. Slash n means it's a new line. Okay, so if you want any tab space, like if you use slash t, you will get tabbed space. There is a space of tab between hi and how are you. Why we got this? We got this because we are using slash t. Okay, so if you want tabbed space, we will use slash t, and if you want new line, we will use slash n. Okay, and if you want double quotes to be printed, then you can use slash double quotes. Single quotes to be printed, then you can use slash single quotes. Okay. And as we learned, like for example, you want length of that particular string. Okay, for example, we have this is, for example, I'm taking small string. Okay, I want how many characters are present in this. I want to know how we'll get the character length using length property which is inbuilt in this string. Okay, so length, if you use str dot length, we'll get 5. Why? Because we have 5 characters, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so if you want any character like first character or second character, how we will get? We have to use str of 0 in order to get first character. Okay, if you want a second character, you have to use str of 1. Like that, you have to use. If you want all the characters or you want to find some character, then you can use for loop. Okay. So strings are immutable means what is mean by strings are immutable means we can't change each character, or we can't change that particular string. Okay, for example, at str of 0, yes is there, right? Instead of yes, I want at the first position, instead of yes, I want uh, a, like instead of yes, I want a. So I want to replace it. Okay, okay, I want to replace it. If I try doing it, it should be okay. Actually, it should be error. But if you see, if I do str of 0 equals to a, if I try to put that, it's not getting like it's not happening. Why? Because strings behavior is immutable, means strings can't change. Like if there is any string, we can't change that. So can't change means like you can't change that particular string, but you can create new string and you can assign to that particular variable. Like how you can do it, like for example, hi is in, okay. Where str equals to hi. Okay. Okay, you can't do like str of 0 is something as y. Okay, so if you, even if you try to do that, and if you try to print console.log str, it won't change. That's why strings are immutable. So if you want to change how you can do it, you have to take this str variable and you have to like for example, instead of h you want y, right, at the 0th position. So what you can do, you can take this y and you can append str of whatever the remaining character. Remaining is str of 1, right? So now str is containing yi. So we are replacing the value. We are not changing the existing value. We are just replacing the whole value with some other value here. So that's why strings are immutable. Means we can't change each of the character in that particular string. We have to replace it, or we have to create a new string and assign to the same variable. Okay, that's why strings are immutable. So we have some methods. Okay, for example, where str equals to service now. Okay, let's say service now. This is a variable. Okay, I want convert it to all to str to uppercase. To uppercase we have. Okay, so if you use to uppercase, it is returning me all in caps. Okay, so you can store as it's returning some value. It is getting printed here. So if you want to store that, uppercase upper str, one variable you can create and you can store str dot to uppercase. Okay. So that in upper str, what will be the result? We will be having uppercase, like after capitalizing it, we will be having the value. Okay. So if you want to do it in lowercase, so there is the same function which is available to lowercase. Okay, where what str equals to str dot to lowercase. Okay, so if I print lower str, So all the characters in this will become like in small cases or lower cases, right? So if you want to convert, then you can use either two uppercase or two lowercase. Okay, and so if you want to find any substring in a string, okay, like for example, widget with ID is one str. You want to find whether widget is there or not. So how you can do? You can use index of. Okay, so using index of, what you can do is, so index of what it will try to do, it will try to check whether uh, this particular string is present in there or not. So we have widget. So as widget is present, it is returning at which position it found this particular widget. So at the starting only we have this widget. So we got 0. Okay. Let's check how it works. So as you can see, it looks like the index of method is, it looks for substring in str. Okay, it will check for any substrings. Okay, starting from the given position. So as we didn't give the any position, it is it will search from start. Okay, and if it doesn't find, okay, if it doesn't find anything, it will return -1. Means it will keep on checking from 0, and if it doesn't find anything, it will return -1. So what it means, we'll check here. Okay, so for example, we have some string. Okay, for example, this is the string we have. This is JavaScript code. Okay, and I want to find whether like I want to check whether what is this particular index of method is returning. What, as of now, I'll just console what it's returning. Okay, so here what I'll do, str dot index of, let's say I want to check for this. Okay, this is JavaScript code, right? So I can find it here only. Okay, so what it will return? It will return 0 because at the starting position only it is finding it. Oh, okay, I missed one bracket here. Why I got this error is, there is opening bracket and there is closing bracket. For this opening bracket, there is no closing bracket. So for every opening bracket, there should be a closing bracket. Okay. So I got 0. Why? Because at the starting itself, it's able to find. Let's say, for example, is there. Okay. Is. Okay. So is, it found at second position. 0, 1, 2. That's why we got is in the second position. Okay, and if you check for Java, for example, it is at 8th position. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it found Java at 8th position. That's why it returned 8. Okay, for example, let's check for some invalid value. Z. Okay, we got -1 as output. Why? It is not able to find this particular value in this particular string. Okay, so if it doesn't find any value which is given, then it will return -1. So if it finds, it will give the position. If it doesn't find, then it will give the it will return -1 as an output. Okay, so we as of now we are using only first parameter, which is the string which we need to check if it is present or not, and we can even have one more one more optional parameter where we can define position from which we can check. Like for example, I do not want to check from start. I want to check from somewhere from second or third. Okay. For example, ease is here and ease is here as well. Like, right. I want to check from like third position. So, for example, if ease, like as of now, ease, I'm getting output as 2. Why? Because here it is there already. Okay. And if I check from second position, like already at second position it's there, so I want to check from third position. So from third position, if I try to check, it is at fifth position, 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so already at second position we have, so I want to check from third position if this particular is present or not. Okay, that's why we got 5 as an output. So for example, if you want to check all the positions at which any particular string is present, then you can use while loop. Okay, and then you can keep on looping it. For example, here there is as is there. For example, as fox, as strong as ox. This is the string. They want to check. Okay, all the like where all the positions we have as. Okay, so what they are doing, they are initializing position to 0, and they will keep on looping it until it breaks. They will keep on checking. Found position -1 means it is not able to find that particular record, that particular uh, target, which is as. Okay, so first they are checking found position where str dot index of target comma position. Target is as, they are looking for as where it is present. Okay, they are checking where as is present, and position means for now it is 0. Okay, later we will check. For example, if found position equals to -1, then break. So they will keep on checking, right? So as of now, they are starting from 0. So they will get the output as this. For example, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So they will get 7 in this found position. So it won't match. Only if we are not able to find, then only this found position, this index of function will return -1. That we know, right? So as of now, it will return this position, which is 7. So it won't satisfy. Then we will get the alert saying we found at position 7. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll increment that. So increment the position means position will be 8 now. Okay, 8. As while is true, it will keep on running. So it will check from 8 now. Okay, so after that, it will keep on checking for as from here. Then we'll get this position. Okay, so here after that, like for example, it might be around 15 or something. So it will be 15. Okay, 15 is equal to -1, it will fail. So we'll get alert found at some 15. Okay, and then this position will become 16. From 16, it will keep on checking. For example, it is 22 or something. Okay, so at 22, we'll again find this as. So found position 22 equals to -1. So it will fail again, and we'll get found at 22nd position, and the position will become 23. Okay, as the condition will be always true, we'll keep on checking. For like here, this index of what it will do, it will check for the next position. 1 second, I'm waiting for. So it will check for the next position from here. It will keep on checking this index of. It will keep on checking from here for AS. So here it won't be able to find from here on. So what it will return? It will return -1. So here the position is -1 equals to -1. So it will break. So we'll exit out of this particular loop. Okay, now we'll try for this how it is working. So first it is at 7th position. After 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Next at 17 position it will find. So we will get 17 found at 17. Okay, after 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Next at 27 it will find. Okay, after finding at 27 it won't find, so it will get output as -1. So it will break out of that particular loop. So we won't get any output. Okay, is there any doubts here how index of works or how we are writing this particular code? I'm considering there is no doubt.
No.
Okay, we can write this code in other formats as well. You can even refer this. And similarly, we have some function which is called last index of, which will be searching from last instead of from starting. Okay, it will be checking from last instead of first. Okay, so this function also you can check. So whenever you want to check whether any string is like any string is present or not, how you will be checking? For example, widget is with ID is a string, and you want to check like if widget is present, then only you want to run this particular loop. Okay, this particular block of code. Then what you will do? You will check. You will write str.index of widget. That means if it is present, it will return that particular index. If it is not present, it will return -1. So as of now, it found, so it will return 0. 0 not equals to -1. Yes, it is not equals to -1. So we'll get this particular output. So whenever you want to check if anything is present or not in any string, like if it is present, you want to run something, then how you'll write the code? You will check first the index of, you will get what is the index, and if it is not equals to -1 means we found that. So then we'll write this particular block, we'll run this particular block of code. Okay, we found it. So this is not needed. So includes is there, includes starts with, ends with. I guess includes doesn't work in service now. It will just check whether this particular string is present or not, like that. If it is present, it will return true. If it is not present, it will return false. Okay, and starts with it starts with, will check whether widget starts with WID. Widget is starting with WID, right? So we'll get true. And is it ends with GET? So here we'll get true. So if you want to check if something is starting with some value, then you can use starts with. If it is ending with something, then you want to check, then you will use ends with. And in order to get the substrings, we have some methods as well, which will be substring, substr, and slice. So you want to get only uh, like few for example in stringify you want to get string, then how you will get that? So I'll give you a good example in this. For example, where str equals to, for example, 22 is 18 1805 2022. For example, this is the date. Okay, 18 is the day, and 05 is month, and 2022 is year. So in this, I want to get only date and month and year separately. Okay, or I want to change this to something like this. I want to convert this to this. Like how we can do that? So first we have to get the date and then the month and the year. Okay, then we can append those later. Okay. So in order to do this, we have to know some of these functions, either substring or substr or slice. Okay. First we'll know about slice. Okay. So slice, what it will do, returns part of string from start to end, but not including end. That means, for example, 0, comma 5 is there. It will from 0 to 4, it will be cutting it. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We won't include 5 here. Here we'll check from 0 to 4 only using slice. Okay, it will return. So let's try this now. For example, I want str dot slice from 0 to, actually I want 0 comma 1, so I'll give 2 so that I can get these two. 0 1, I'll give 2 so that I'll get whichever it is before it. Okay, I got as 18. Okay, so still str is containing the same thing, but if you do slice, it is returning this value. Slice is returning this value. Okay, so you have to store in something, right? Then only we can have that value. So I'll create a variable which is called day, and in that I'll store this. Okay. So now I have str. So str dot slice, what it will do? It will check 0 to 1. It won't check for 2. So it will slice 0. Slice means it will cut down. Okay, cut from 0 to 1 and it will return. So here I got day. Okay. So I got the date now. So I want similarly month as well. Month, how I can get str dot slice? Anyone tell me? Two comma 4. So like you can consider like 2 minus 0 is 2, right? So it will return only 2 characters. 4 minus 2 is 2, right? So it will return only 2 characters. Okay, so it will start from 2, it will give 3. Okay, so in this month, so if I print month, I'll get 05. Similarly, we can write for year as well. So year, it will start from 4 and it will end at 8. Okay, so we got day, month, and year, right? So we are able to get those value using slice. Okay. For example, if there is no second parameter, the slice will go till the end of the string. That is what that means is, for example, for year, I didn't give the ending. Like from 4, whatever it is there, that is the year. I can say, right? So even if I write like this, then I'll get the output. Okay, I got 2022. Why? Because from 4 till the end, we can give that as like if you give only first parameter, it'll give till the end as an output. Okay. Even you can give negative values. Like if you give negative values, it will check from like end to, like it will check from end. Okay, but we don't use it. Okay, similarly we have substring. So substring returns the part between start and end, which will be similar to slice itself, which we learned now. But uh, like in some cases, it allows like we can generally we give 2 comma 6, right? Even if you give 6 comma 2, it will give the same result. But using slice, you won't get that. Okay. So you can even give the starting and ending in reverse in substring, but you can't give in slice. That's the only difference. Okay. So 2 comma 6 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll get till 5 only, which will be similar to slice itself. Okay. There will be little differences which were not needed. Like if you even you can give in the reverse order as well, then also substring will return the result. But for slice, if you give it in the reverse order, it will give the empty string as an output. Okay. And there is something called sub-str. So what sub-str will do is, it will take the starting argument and it will take the length, how much length of character, how many length of characters you want. Okay. Like for example, if you use sub-str, you are starting from 0. Here you won't give the end. Here you will get the length. I want 2 characters from 0. Like here, if you will give 2 comma 2, I want 2 characters. Okay. Let's do the same thing using using sub-str as well. Okay. For example, I want 2 characters from 0 comma 2. Okay. If I do console.log, I'll get 80. Okay. If I want month, I want 2 characters which are starting from 2. So it is slice, right? I want to use sub-str. So it gives 0, 5. Okay. And for the year, from 4, I want all the characters. If you want 4 characters, even you can define. Okay, for example, you want only 22. What you can give? From 6, I want 2 characters. Okay, is everyone getting? So you have to practice this. Then only you can remember these and you can understand. Okay. So there will be a lot of algorithms and questions in HackerRank or any other sites where you can practice all these. Okay. Then only you will it will be handy for you and you can use those. Okay. So you can use slice. Okay. So that it will be like you don't have to remember substring and substr. you can only remember slice in these, so that you can like you can do your job. You don't have to remember all these three things. You can only remember slice, which will be start to end, but not including end. Okay, you can remember as end my end like n minus 1 or n plus 1, like that you can remember, which will be like which from starting to end, but not including end. Okay, so whenever you are comparing string, uh, generally we won't compare, but still if you want to compare, then it will be compared by character. Okay, so character by character means based on unique codes. Okay, okay. For example, a value is starting with c1. Okay, here they are representing. In unique codes, small a will be always greater than upper cases. Okay, because capital characters will come first and small characters will come first. So whenever you are comparing, the small characters will be always greater than capital characters. So generally we don't do this, but as it came, I'm just telling you. Okay. So these particular characters will have some code point. Okay, UTF-16, if you check here, we will be having some code points. Okay, so if you want to get that particular code point, then you can use this code point at 0, like that. Okay, so here, like actually it will check using this particular code point only internally. Okay, so actually it is not needed, so let me skip it instead of confusing you. So this is all not needed. Okay, so I'll just give some introduction about arrays and methods we can learn tomorrow. Okay, so we know till now we have learned about objects, right? So what objects will store? Object will be having key value pairs. Okay, object will have some, for example, name is Sunil and age is 22, something like that, which is object. But in some cases we want some array, like some list of values we want to store in something. Okay, in those cases we can use arrays. Okay, for example, I want to have some fruit names. Okay, apple, orange, or plum. Okay, for example, I want to have incident numbers. I want incident 1, incident 2, incident 3, like that. Okay, so if you want some list of values, then you can use arrays. Okay, whenever you want to have some order collection of values, then you can use arrays. Okay, so how you can declare an empty array is either you can use new space array, you can call this internal object using new array, or otherwise you can just declare using this square bracket, so that an empty array will get created. Okay, So how arrays syntax will be like, for example, you want to have list of fruits, you can give in the square brackets apple, orange, plum. So this particular fruits will contain three values, which is apple, orange, and plum. So everything will be starting from 0. So in the fruits array, apple will be stored at 0th position, orange will be at one position, and plum will be at second position. Okay. Okay. Like for example, here I want to print what is at 0th position, first position, and second position. Then apple is at 0th position, orange at first position, and plum is at second position. Okay. And if you want to replace the value which is in second position, for example, I want to have at second position, I want to have pear. Then you can replace the value plum with pear using this. Okay. If you want to add new entry, then you can use fruits of 3. So we have only till 2, right? If you use fruits like of 3, and if you give lemon, lemon will be added here. Okay. And if you want to check how many elements are there, okay, then you can use length property, which will be same as string. Okay, you can use this length property, which will return the length 0 1, like the length is 1 2 3, right? So we have 3 elements, so it will return 3 elements. Okay, so we'll take a few examples. Where for example, we have some prime numbers array. Okay, initially I can declare it as empty array. Okay, if I check length of this particular prime number, it will be 0. Why? Because we don't have anything in it. Okay, and if you want to add something, so you can add like this. At 0 you can give 2, right? At first position I want to have 3, and if I print these prime numbers, we have 2 common 3, right? So like this you can have any number of values. Second position you want to have 5. Okay, so and instead of this, you like in sometimes you might not know at what position values are there, how much is the length of that particular array, you might not know. So you can use some functions, like for example, I want to add something at the end, so I can use push method. Like if I use push, like for example, I want to add 7 at the end, so it will be adding 7 at the end. I want to add like next is 11, right? So I want to add 11 next. I want to add 13 next. So you can use this push function. Like if I check prime numbers, what prime numbers contains 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. So either you can use that particular index and add the value. Otherwise, you can use push function if you want to add at the end, right? And there is no need, like it should be with one type of value. So as of now we are storing only numbers, right? I can even push something like or something. Okay. So even it can have any type of value in this particular array. So if you are defining any array, it should be comma separated, like apple, comma, orange, comma, plum, like that. You can define an array if you have some values. Okay.
Hi Sunil, I have a doubt here.
Yes.
So previously, when we were discussing about JSON, you stated that when there is a space between, two strings, we use the inverted commas to factor it as a key, right? So is it same in arrays also? Like if I want apple space orange in a single element, uh, can I do that?
Yeah, like here, if you are having any strings, then you have to use double quotes. And like here, there is no key value pair. Here only there are values. Okay.
Okay.
Have only values here. Okay. If you don't like, if you directly give orange here, for example, you are telling something where, for example, array is a, for example, you are saying like this, right? Apple and orange. So here, what it will try, right? So here it will think that apple is one variable, and here we are trying to replace that particular variable, because here we will have only values. If you give like that, it will be array. Why apple is not defined? It's saying it is thinking that apple is a variable, and I'll just replace the value whichever it is there in apple. Okay. So in array, everything is a value. Okay. Apple is not a proper value here. It should be either in double quotes, or it should be a variable which will hold the value.
Okay.
So in arrays, everything is value. We don't have key here.
Okay.
Okay. But like whenever you want to get the value, you can like, for example, in prime numbers, uh, I guess we can't use like this. We have to use like this only, like of 0. It will give at 0th position what is there. We have to give that particular position in order to get the value. Okay.
Okay. And so like previously in one code I have observed that like as you were giving prime numbers and then the index, right? Array index. Is it required to use dot over there, like prime numbers dot index, or with prime numbers of index will work?
So here, like ideal way is using this brackets only. Like for example,
Okay.
at 0th position we have 2, right? I want to
Right.
replace it with 1, for example. I can give directly
Okay.
like this. Okay, so that if you give the position, it will just replace the value. Okay, if
Okay.
you want to get the value, then you can just say of 0, you will get the value.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Sunil.
Yeah, so there are different methods in arrays like pop, push, shift, and unshift that we can know tomorrow. So, and even we can know how to loop through. And as of now, I'll tell you. For example, we have these arrays, right? Okay. For example, in this particular array, if there is any prime number, I want to print the prime numbers in this particular array. Okay, I'll add one prime number here. Is, for example, at the end I want to add. At the end, how I can add? I can say length length minus 1, so that I'll get, or at the last position we have hello, right? So in that particular position, I want to add some even number. Okay, so I want to print all the even numbers which are there. For example, 2 is even number. So here, what we are doing, at the last position we are adding every time. Okay, which is same as push on. Like if you try to print this, I'm getting 44 to 55, 66, right? So at the length means at the last position I'm adding each of these values. Okay, so first I'll try to print these values using a for loop. How I can print this? Okay, I can use var I equals to 0, I less than prime numbers dot length, so that I can loop through those, and I plus plus. So prime numbers of I have to give here. So I means first I will be 0, then 1, then 2, until like before length, how many characters are there, it will just print. Okay, I got some numbers and even some string. Okay, so I want to print only even values now. So how I can check whether is even value or odd value? If it gets divided by 2 exactly, it will be even value. If it not get divided by 2, it will be odd value. Okay, so before checking the even value or odd value, I want to check for only numbers. So for numbers, how I can check that? I'll just write the code. So I'll check whether the type of value. Okay, for example, if type of this particular if it equals to number, then only I want to check. Otherwise, I do not want to check it. And even if it is number, it has to get divided by 2 exactly. Then only I'll print that. So if it gets divided by 2 means if percentile 2 equals to 0, then I'll print that particular value. So here I'm using this I multiple times. So what I'll do, I'll get this value here only. For example, var element, element, I can say this prime number of I, and wherever I am using this, I can just replace with element. Okay. So I got 44, 2 and 66. Why? Because only those will get exactly divided by 2, right? Out of these. Is everyone got how I am writing the code, or any doubts here? Considering that is no, and that's it for today then.